Do some stream of conscious, some stream of conscious writing, some help with you can call upon like an angel and kind of have them write through you. Some journaling, just kind of gazing into your own metaphorical crystal ball and understanding that when you look in, the person that's actually in there is you. But who are you seeing? Who are you holding on to? Okay. Then what advice does Madonna have for us? I mean, I'm interested. I want to know. Is that one big one? Jeez. Okay. So, okay. It's two different ones. Let's see. Felt like a big one. I want one to like. Okay. I'm going to do the one that dropped on the orca. What does Madonna have to say about this? We want to know. Okay. I'm going to say, don't keep things in. Madonna says, express yourself, don't repress yourself. 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 It's human nature. So, hell yeah. I can see that's related to the human nature video. Yeah, express yourself, don't repress. Don't hold these people, these things, these things, these symbols of people, of places, of times, holding them in. Imagine this is one thing we're holding in. Okay? It's hard marble. And imagine every time we hold something in, we're swallowing this little crystal ball, this little marble. Imagine what that does to us, physically, how that affects us, because it does have a huge effect on us. This might be also just a reminder of physical health, of particular in stomach, so maybe working with the solar plexus. This might be something talking about about even just taking a bath with certain elements added in for healing. Okay. All right, and let's get a sigil here. So, where'd the last one go? All right. So for this story, express yourself, don't repress yourself. Express yourself, don't repress yourself. Express yourself, don't repress yourself. Okay, so, this is beautiful. It's prosperity. So, prosperity, riches, and success. A prosperous business with riches and success. So maybe your sense of prosperity, your sense of wealth, prosperity, is being affected. Maybe this is by your work, but prosperity in general, riches and success. So your prosperity, your sense of being prosperous and successful is being affected by this fight, by this holding in. And, okay, and based off of this story, if you want to go ahead and just think of a question, and we will ask the decider. Okay, so get a question ready. Okay. We got try again. Okay. Which means we're going back to the charm bag for another helpful response. Okay. All right. So this is a little tutu. Little tutu. You see that? It's a little tutu charm. Okay. So it's a little dance charm. So this could be a lot of different things. This could speak to a sense of movement, moving the way you're moving your body movement, moving your body more. This could be, we're on the eve of Halloween. Maybe it's saying you were thinking about kind of expressing yourself and not repressing yourself, and you should express yourself and put on something fun and get into it. Go out, have fun. I don't know. I was a ballet dancer as a kid, so this makes me also think of like when I was a kid, right? And maybe, if you also were a dancer at a certain point in time and you were a kid, maybe looking back at kind of just doing some work with your inner child, something like that. But yeah, if you were debating on going out on Halloween, hello, put something cute on and, get it done. Okay, moving on to the next. So I have letters to a starseed. Rebecca Campbell. Okay. On the whole, it seems that most of us don't remember our past incarnations from this world or beyond. However, there have been many documented cases of children who've remembered details from their prior incarnations, and this information being proven to be true. Perhaps as babies and young children, we do not come in knowing, and this veil of remembrance stays open. Perhaps as babies and young children, we do come in knowing, and this veil of remembrance stays open in some while gently fading in others. And actually, the numbers I got for this story were from a child, a younger person. So I kind of love that connection. So maybe you're also younger or have a connection to a young child. Children, some kind of connection to children is heightened at this time. Yeah, I do love the idea of remembrance. That's something that I've always kind of felt it's always a journey of remembrance for everything in life. I'll just say that because I could talk about that for quite some time. And let's see what our shapeshifter card is. Whew! What a great thing to remember. Look at that. Elizabeth and the Lion. Did you remember you were a queen? Well, maybe you're about to. It's time to become a great leader. I love that. I kind of see like some concern or like there's determination, but it does feel her eyes look very youthful. She looks very young. And even the lion looks very softened and kind of young, not so hardened. I'm not getting like this hard edge. And the edges of her, I don't know what her collar, I don't know the proper name for a queen. Her collar, it kind of reminds me of like crosses, like upside down crosses, but it just reminds me of like kind of protection, like wings of protection, which also makes me think of remembrance, like remembrance of angels is what comes to mind. Well, let's see a little bit about what that book says about the card. I just want to inform a little more. Okay. So, the presence of Elizabeth, the Queen, a shapeshifter with fairy blood who showed what it means to endure danger after danger, and in the end, to take up arms and rally troops to impossible victories. You have your own victory after victory. Impossible as it may seem, you too must find that lion heart within you, the royal blood that beats within your heart, and the pride that allows you to rise up and speak your words of truthful inspiration to others. So there's a lot about making speeches. You are a leader. That there are people relying upon you for your example, you know, which sometimes helps us stand up for ourselves when we're standing up for others. You know, it helps us kind of stand up for ourselves, stand our ground, show our true colors a little more. It's natural when you're doing a big task that fear and fearful self-talk is part of that. Times you'll wonder if you can continue, and times when it'll be easier. So it's kind of saying victory after victory, getting up, falling down, making speeches, pushing forward, being that leader. Overcoming what seems to be impossible, even something impossibly dangerous. But I wouldn't, encourage, say, run into danger. In this example, I think it's reflective upon not just this lifetime, but many lifetimes. And knowing that you haven't just gotten up over and over and learned and been wise and been a leader and be able to show how strong and resilient your heart is in this lifetime, but in many. And if you're thinking, I feel like I don't know how I've really done that in such this massive way. Here's this queen, rallying troops. Have I really done that? Yeah, it's self-doubt and fear, right? And you absolutely have. So even if in this moment you cannot fathom a time when you were really so brave and so resilient, know that there have been so many times in your life, and maybe it's moments where you are grown, you're grown, but you feel like a child who's kind of like, now I'm thinking of almost like imposter syndrome, like dressed up to rule, but it doesn't feel like you should be able to, right? This isn't your position. That kind of came up. And then with the remembrance, I think, generally speaking, remembering that you are resilient, you have faced things before, you will overcome, you will have doubt, you will have every range of emotion. You might do a task, 1,000 times in a lifetime that seems so immense. But it's your resilience that matters. You may be wise and learn a lesson. It doesn't mean that nothing will ever happen again in that similar vein. It just means your life will not be so shaken and shook like it was the first time or the 5th time or the 10th time or the 100th time. And know that you are built on lifetimes of resilience, But quite frankly, too, how do you feel when you present yourself? Do you dress in a way that might be reflecting a kind of self-deprecating way? Are you kind of hiding a bit? I don't know. Think about if you're wearing something powerful, like dress like a queen, whatever that means to you, like dress in something very, very powerful. How would you feel? I think I'd feel fucking fierce and love it. I don't know where I'd be going. Somewhere awesome, obviously. But okay, so that's just what's coming up. I'm gonna do a sigil. Okay, so a sigil for this. It's time to become a great leader. And more so and more importantly, you have been before, you will be again. You have been many times. Actually, I like doing the Madonna thing first. So we're going to get a little advice from Madonna first. Okay, this is from I'd Rather Be Your Lover. I could be your sister, I could be your mother, we could be friends, I could even be your brother, but I'd rather be your lover. That's right, I'd rather be your lover. Are you surprised? So that's from I'd Rather Be Your Lover. But it makes me think of kind of reincarnation too, because I could be your sister, I could be your mother, we could be friends, I could even be your brother. But it's kind of like through these lifetimes, you could be all these things, right? And you've been all these things. But what will you be now? You know, what will you be now? Just a little pumpkin pause there. Okay, so, yes, so like I was saying, yeah, so talking about what would you, but what are you going to be now? You can be all these things, you have been all these things. And you have found resilience in them. What will you be now? Okay? Now we get the sigil. I could be your sister. I could be your mother. We could be friends. I could even be your brother. But I would rather be your lover. That's right. Okay. All right. Well, definitely taking charge, and divine timing is coming through here. So this is One Enchanted Evening. Yeah. And I kind of love it coming out of that song, right? The song lyrics, I could be your lover. But I love One Enchanted Evening. Isn't that beautiful? So the perfect night. So that's something that would be interesting to think about, So outside of like your role or where you need to lead, what you think about, starting from kind of like this soft, yummy, warm place of like, okay, what it would be your perfect night? What would be your perfect night? And maybe bringing in this evening, these activities that comfort you, that nurture you, that gives you strength. You're nurturing yourself, you're being vulnerable and open to nurture yourself. That's going to bring you strength, and that's going to help you build and march forward and lead and stand as a leader in whatever area or areas in your life that is marching you towards. But divine timing says, please, which is your perfect evening, one perfect evening. And, kind of think about it a little bit, but really act. Lead. Even though it's divine timing, take the lead. Lead. Okay, and then we'll see if this gives us an answer. So think of a question related to this starseed and leadership and perfect evening. Whatever question comes up, kind of this story, keep in your mind and let us see. Kind of hitting stuff. Hit stuff, so it says try again on this dang one. I might actually try it again. It's going forever. Okay, it says try again. Try again 3 times. So But that kind of hit into something, so I want to ask one more time. Question comes to mind. You don't have to think too deep. I mean, whatever just comes up in your mind, go with that. Okay? Try one more time. This is like, okay, this one is it's like bashing and hitting into stuff. So it's, I think it's eager for movement. It's eager. Dang yo. Okay, so it's try again, which means we're grabbing another charm. That's 3 try agains. Okay. 1,000 things. I'm gonna do that again. It's still grabbing a bunch of animals. Okay, so we got the eagle and we got the dolphin. So I'm just gonna leave that open and let you interpret, because there could be, if we want to purely think of this as, we could think what they're connected to, so elements of water, elements of air. We could think about animal totems. You could look up what the eagle represents as a animal totem, spiritual totem, and what the dolphin represents as an animal totem, or whatever other things come up for you. With this, it could be past life connection. You could have a really strong past life connection with one of these animals. A cat may or may not have just jumped on a counter and started sniffing a pumpkin 6 times its size. This did happen. And on that note, I hope everybody has a great Hallows Eve, and if I don't make a video until next year, I will see everyone next year in the new year or before then. But I've got to get a cat away from a pumpkin. You are loved, you are beautiful, and just hang in there. All right, till next time.